Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, across the country, around the world. Welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. We are gonna go to Duna. We have advanced time forward by a year, just shy of a year actually. I mean, yeah, we're almost at 4 years, game years, into the game. We do actually have about 23 and some change, 24 days until the Kerbal alarm clock window. So that gives us plenty of time. We can launch a little early. It'll still work out. We can still get there. That way we can spread out the launches as well. But, well, let's take a look at things right now. Yes. So, you can see, you put the sun and Kerbin on, you know, a flat plane here. Duna should be just about straight up, and it is. We'll actually catch up to it a little bit more. We are in a lower orbit than Duna, you know, relative to Kerbal, so we'll be catching up to Duna just a little bit as the days progress. Anyway, we have all the satellites in orbit that are, you know, comprising the Duna Armada. You got the Ike lander, the Duna ScanSat, Kerbal Motion Scat, Winter Owlsat, the Andromeda, and the ScanSat Ike. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these 6 guys, what we're gonna have to launch up there, but we need to get the crew up there. So, that's the first thing we'll have to take care of. We've fortunately got a large space shuttle type ship that we can easily launch up and stuff everybody on board. I'm going to get that set up and I'll see you on the launch pad. We'll talk about things as we fly up to the Andromeda. And away we go, blasting away with the space shuttle and all of our Kerbals. Our entire Kerbal crew is on board this space shuttle, heading up to the Andromeda. I still haven't quite gotten the balance for this space shuttle worked out as far as the thrusters and keeping things correct. Maybe I should roll sooner, or maybe I should turn the vessel from the beginning so that the shuttle is on the other side of the rocket. But either way, it'll easily get us up into space, and I added more RCS, so that's thrusting away, keeping things pointed on track. And it's easily, whoop, well, there it flips there, but then it gets us into orbit. There we go. Yeah, you got to kick in those other 2 engines at just the right time, and I wasn't there, so we rolled a little bit, but it got us into orbit, and then simply a rendezvous. And I think I let MechJeb do most of this. Oh yeah, it was in like 3 hours, so yeah, go back to the tracking center, and we're gonna boop, 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 whoa, dizzy, orbit around for 3 hours, and then we jump back in. And there it is. You can see it up there. The Andromeda is that little yellow thingy. And again, MechJeb does lots of the work because, hey, it's a tool. Why not use it? And it just makes life so much easier instead of doing everything manually. Especially when you're going to do a lot of things back to back to back to back. And here we go, coming in for our parking orbit and our rendezvous. This is actually one of the smoother dockings I've done in a while. I was kind of pleasantly surprised. We stopped like right on the nose there, so it's easy to line up and just point ourselves toward it and thrust away. And yeah, I forgot I had to open the hatch of the other one. Make sure you can get there. And we, yeah, nice and slowly, oh so slowly, coming in for a dock. And then I cut the next part out. You don't see it, but I transfer everybody, and we come back in just a moment, and we're ready to move on with the rest of the satellites for the Duna and Armada. So, after launching and docking, we have now transferred everybody across. There's nobody left in here, and nobody left in here. Just double checking, doing my due diligence. So they're all on board. We're going to keep this attached for now, though, just in case something catastrophic goes wrong. It's not going to. We don't have any mods for that. But if something were to go catastrophically wrong, they would have a return vehicle on board. So, that's the Andromeda. That's going to actually be the last one that we launch to, what's it called? To Duna. Yeah, we'll go with one of the simple satellites real quick, actually. Quick save. Always quick saving. There we go. So the Kerbal Motion Satellite, switch 2. So the Kerbal Motion satellite, you know, one of the generic satellites that we're sending up that's going to fulfill a mission up there. That's the Andromeda, way over there. So we're still, according to the Kerbal Alarm Clock, 23 days away from Duna. But we're going to try to generate an encounter now. So let's see. There's Kerbin, there's the Sun, and there's Duna. So to go over the orbital, or the interplanetary mechanics of this, Sun, Kerbin, Duna. We're going to launch from Kerbin in a way that sends us in an orbit that is higher than Kerbin's orbit. So eventually it grows. We catch up to Duna somewhere around here. And we are in a lower orbit, so we're starting behind Duna because we're going to go faster and catch up to it over here. And then we break and enter orbit over here. So to do that, we have to burn about where the vessel is right now. But we're going to set a maneuver here. Zoom out all the way. We're going to burn there. And that'll send us in an orbit that, like I said, should, yes, grow larger. Wow. A lot larger than... maneuver node? There it is. Larger than Duna's. And then it's just a matter of tweaking it and seeing what happens. And it might be that we are just a few days too early to really be encountering Duna. Let's see. Oh, ha! Set as target. There we go. Okay, let's try this again now that we have it set as a target. That's an important first step. So, add a maneuver. Scrolly out. Yay for new mouse that actually scrolls correctly. The other one, I would scroll up and it would just stutter. Oh, so much better. Okay, so let's burn, baby, burn. It was around 1,000. Okay, so there we are. Orbit higher than Kerbin's. We should get closest approach markers in a moment. There we are. Okay, so... yeah, the up is us, the down is Duna itself, so we're getting there a little behind? Oh no, we're... yeah. But there's ways to counter that. Ooh, oh. There's a lot of futzing around with this. And this can work. However, if this behaves like it did on my last playthrough, aha! We get an encounter, but this burn, yeah, this burn is going to skip us through the atmosphere. So we're going to try that again, maybe a little more over here. We're also, again, we are 23 days early, so we could advance like 5 days, and it might be a little bit better. So let's try this yet again. Ooh. Ah. Aha! Okay, good. An encounter just burning progrades. I was a little too far back. I did this last time on my last playthrough. Yeah, I was over here, and it should be a little further around. So there you go. An intercept at just over 1,000 delta V. And what the intercept actually looks like doesn't matter right now. It just matters that we have one. The encounter is... well, it's 300 days. Almost 300 days. And a 21 million periapsis. That's fine, as long as we have it. So, that's coming up in 31 minutes. And the way I like to do this is I like to launch everybody, and this is part of the reason I start early, so early ahead of things. And here, yeah, good. So there's no periapsis sucking us down into the planet. That can be very messy, can lead to bad things happening. Kaboom. Part of the reason I like burning so early, even though our window is still in 23 days, is that I like to burn and let it escape Kerbin's sphere of influence, which is in 3 days. That way everything's kind of spaced out. I think that's what I like to do. Yes, we're going to do that this time. I believe that's what I did last time, too. So, we're going to let mech jab. Actually, we're going to take advantage of auto stage. And that might change the estimated burn time as well. If we tell it, let's really quickly, before I do anything crazy, quick save again. Execute. Nope, no changes. Okay. Yep, it has power, it has fuel. It's ever so slowly rotating to point at the node. Ever so slowly. So we're going to physics warp. Because the vessel has no RCS or anything, and the only control is on that guy, and there's still this big old beefy thing here, yeah, it takes a while to rotate around. But that's okay. It's got a whole orbit to go around before it needs to do anything. Okay, so it's about to line up, and then it should auto warp down and do its burn. So let's just pop out of that, let it slide into place. Good. And now it warps nearly one whole orbit all the way around. We have plenty of electric charge. We have the big solar panels. We have one battery. That should be plenty for what we're doing. And these satellites, or these comms arrays, are great for a satellite like this going to Duna. Plus, we're going to have the Andromeda there with her bigger dishes and everybody else there to provide backup. So it should be just fine. At least I think those satellite dishes are enough. They're just a funny way to... They just look funny and they hang funny and I just... Yeah. But they work. They work just fine. Okay, so here comes the burn. And it's going to be... Because it's... We only have less than... A little bit... Oh, yeah, less than half the delta V in this stage. This is going to get funny, but that's okay. I think... Yeah. So, Maneuver Planner accounted for it, actually. Because I put it into auto stage. So even though the node thinks it's not time yet. What are you doing? You're too soon. But it knows it's gonna do that. Yes, I think. And there it is. Little bitty satellite thingy. Well, actually, that's the little bitty satellite thingy. This is just the transfer and braking stage. This is gonna have so much delta V, it's ridiculous. These guys do have specific orbits for where to be at Duna, but there's so much delta V here. I mean, there's going to be 6,000 delta V between these two stages. It'll be fine. There'll be plenty of delta V to get there, brake, enter the right orbit, correct an orbit, do whatever we need to do to make it happen. It's going to be just fine. And it's going to fulfill the mission, and we're going to make lots and lots of money. Yeah. Because we're down to a hair over $1 million now. Yep, so we're on our escape trajectory. That's why the camera angle changed there. Now we can watch it. We should be able to. Oh, we're going to get there too late. Oh, no. See it. Oh, there. It already has the encounter. It's there. It's still burning a little bit. Teensy weensy bit. And we're there. Excellent. So, that's the first of 6. Whoa. That's the first of the 6 missions going to Duna. We're going to quick save. And I'm going to do the other 3 satellites, the Ike lander, and then we'll launch the Andromeda. So I'll be with you guys in just a moment. Once we launch the Andromeda. Although, do I want to wait... I don't know if I want to wait 3 days until it escapes. Oh, there's so much time. Yeah, we'll be fine. Well, we do have 23 days till we hit the actual window. You know what? I'm going to advance it by 1 day. So we are day 416. There we go. Day 417. And that way she's halfway out. Excellent. So now we can focus on... Whoa. Kerbin and find somebody else. Let's see, who else do we have? Duna ScanSat, awesome. So like I said, I'll launch those other 3 satellites and the Ike lander, and then I'll catch up with you in a moment. when we are launching the Andromeda. Alright, after about a half an hour of gameplay, we have launched all 5 of the unmanned vessels off toward Duna. I mean, you can see a few of their escape trajectories here. The other 3 are or have escaped Kerbin's sphere of influence, and they are on their solar orbits. That's these 3, I think, here. Yeah. So they all have encounters. Actually, the Duna lander did, and then it didn't. Or the Ike lander, I'm sorry, not landing on Duna. The Ike lander did, and then didn't, but we'll be able to fix that later. Also, I gave a day in between each one, so I just kept advancing the mission days. But I had to give the Ike lander an extra, like, day, so I kept getting the moon kept causing problems, and I couldn't see what I was doing. So we got rid of that. Alright, so the Andromeda is here. We're actually going to need to burn pretty soon, in like 10 minutes or so. But everybody has transferred out of here. Let's go ahead, because it's easier. There we go. We can go ahead and undock. Nope. There we go, undock. Poof. Not the one I wanted, but that's okay, because puff you away more easily than we could puff that guy away. And we can also close that shield. And this is a probe core piece. It's just going to sit in orbit because we can, except that we are going to go ahead and turn it one way or the other, just so that it, in theory, maintains some solar exposure, at least for part of the orbit. But it'll sit here in space for the duration of these Duna missions. Alright, so back to the Andromeda herself. And this was just gravy bonus fuel, so we're going to keep using that. Hey, why not? Come on, and close that shield. Alright, so, the Andromeda, God, that living compartment looks so tiny compared to all the rest of it. Anywho, let's see, so we're there, and I can judge just from these guys, these escape departures, we're probably going to want to burn about here. Add a maneuver. And we're going to let MechJeb, because MechJeb is our friend, we're going to let MechJeb auto-stage as much as it needs. Why did you do that? What happened? Oh, I think it was a fairing stage? No, there was no fairing. What did it... Okay, oh, I think it put them together. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, go away. So, let's get up here. Duna, set as target, and it's same song, 6th verse. If we picked the right place, and I think we did, we just burned prograde up to about 1100 maybe. Come on. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. Okay, good. So we're finally escaping Kerbin's sphere of influence. It should be 15 something maybe? Or 1150-ish? Alright, so there we got close encounters. And let's see now. Fine-tuning the burn. Does that bring it closer? Does that bring it further away? What does that do? That makes it further away. Let's go ahead and keep that up there. Let's look at these numbers. What is it doing? That's going further away. That's getting it closer. Closer, closer, closer. Aha! And an encounter. Yeah, 11-12. Beautiful. And that's coming up in just a few minutes. Execute. Because I know you're going to want to get ready for it. Let's give you RCS to try to swing yourself around. Oh, this thing is not going to maneuver nicely, is it? It's almost not maneuvering at all. And of course, we are facing just about the opposite direction from where we want to be facing. Well, no, looks like we're getting it to swing around though. Let's just go ahead and reset the camera, though, to the center of mass. Good. So we've got... Oh, right. I transferred as much fuel as I could from this stage up into these stages. So hopefully this burns off and it'll be quick. I mean, 16 seconds. This is going to take a long time, though. It's okay. That's what physics warping is for. 2 minutes 16. It means it needs to burn at about 1 minute and 30, but it's got a stage, so it's going to be different. It needs to burn. It needs to burn now. Now, boys. Gosh, really? 0.15? Oh, that's that next stage. Yeah, interesting. Oh, I see. That's only for a moment or two, and then it kicks into all three. Got it. Although if we were firing like that, it would only... I mean, we could do it, but it would be so weak and pathetic. No, we won't. Come on, baby. You're almost there. You can do it. Don't hit the shuttle as you're swinging around. Where'd it go? There it is. Yeah, it was pointed almost the exact opposite direction where we needed it pointed. That's okay, though. Kind of looking at the butt end of this thing here. Huh. Sorry. Alright. Come on. Interesting. And is it... Okay. I was gonna say, it looks like it was lining up on prograde, but the marker's up here. That makes perfect sense. Actually, I don't really know why the marker is way up there. Oh well. It'll work anyway. Maybe I pulled on something at some point. Maybe I pulled a little bit of normal or a little bit of normal or anti-normal to get it to do this, but it'll still go burp, burp, and still encounter Duna. So it'll work out just fine. Oh, I should have put lights on it. Oh well. Let's not... Still have lots of electric charge, although even though I didn't extend the solar panels, but now I will. Alright, girl. So we are burning. This is going to take a while, though. I could let it physics warp, but I noticed doing physics warp or doing an interplanetary burn, it does weird things. It still functions. MechJeb still does his job, but these numbers get all wonky. So we're going to wait. Stage. Goodbye. There you go. So this should go... this, like I said, this will take a while. 500. Jeez. Okay, let's physics warp. We still have quite a ways to go. I think when I get down to like around 500 meters per second, we'll take a look at it in the map and see. I don't really want to go much lower than that, because that's, again, like I said, when things get a little weird, I think, when you're physics warping. Do. And this is a good motor, the Rhino here, but it's not the one I want. I mean, there's a Rhino under here. That's the main Andromeda's motor. Actually, I'm gonna let this. Yeah. We unphysics warped, right? Yes. So we're just gonna let this go until that separates, which should be in just a few moments. How's it looking for this? We're still increasing our orbit here at Kerbin. Aha! There we go. Good. Good. So now the main Andromeda, or the core of Andromeda, is firing. These are for the what's it called? All of these are for the probes inside. So we're not going to use those. This is as far as we stage things, actually, because I don't trust MechJeb. Let's turn off auto stage. And Yeah. So it's still 300 and some odd. Yeah, kind of a weak thrust-to-weight ratio, but it'll get us there. There's still lots and lots and lots of delta V. Yeah. Maybe not as much as I was hoping for, but a lot of delta V. Oh yeah, we'll be okay. We'll have enough to enter orbit at Duna, drop some stuff off, and then come back. And that's really all this guy needs to do. Yeah, so we'll have a little under 3,000 after this burn. Or a little over 3,000, or a little under 4,000. We'll have 3,800 somewhat. That'll be plenty to fix our orbit, or fix our encounter, and all those things. That'll be on the next episode, though. This is going long enough. Just leaving Duna, or leaving Kerbal. Unfortunately, most of these things come back, or don't come back. Yeah. Whoop. And there it did weird things. Yeah, see? We lost our target. It did a weird thing. It jumped for some reason. I wasn't physics warping. I wasn't warping at all. It just did a weird thing. That's okay, though. For now, we're going to let it go. We're not going to... No, we're not going to pop into the atmosphere or do anything stupid like that. So, we're going to let him go on his merry way. Okay. Stop. It's just so much RCSing that the RCS is just going to blow away real fast. Good. So anyway, that's easy to fix though. Once we're escaping, we know we're roughly there. Now, so we can use mech jab to help us. Did we get? Is it that we're not? Yeah, we burned a little too much because it freaked out there. There should have only been a few more meters per second, and it burnt an extra 20 or 30. Oh well. Yes. Sorry, jumping back and forth a lot. It's a little distracting. I apologize. So let's go ahead and advance this guy up until he has escaped from Kerbin's sphere of influence, and then we'll have a few more options for correcting that orbit. But all those will come in the next episode. What's the signal strength? 100%. Good. It's always a concern. Eek. Ooh, okay, there we go. We are now out of Kerbin's sphere of influence. We're on our own orbit toward Duna. So that'll be it for this episode, though. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you like it, hit subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, pass the word. I will catch you later.